Come on. Good morning, everybody. I'll just give people a few moments to join before we start doing it too much.
You've got window at the moment, doesn't it? Because it's doing a screen capture, so if I go to Canvas while you're talking.
Oh, that's why. I don't know. Here we go. So that should...
There's a book within a book within a book. Got 6 people so far.
6 people. Ah, good. Just wait for a few more to join. So who have we got so far? Because I can't see now, obviously, because I've taken it off my screen.
We have Nana Walker, who's our new lady. So
Our new
welcome
lady.
to the group. We have Auntie Pauline.
Yeah.
Oh, and that was me pressing my own buttons. I just set myself an angry face. Oops,
You
sorry.
numpty.
Oh, it's going to be one of those days.
No, can't do another one like that. How are we doing? Who else is in? So I see Lorna was in. Lorna joined.
I'm not seeing
Laura?
Laura at the moment. Can you all hear us okay? Oh, thank you, Auntie Pauline.
Said happy birthday.
Yeah.
Ah. Yeah, it's a very special stream today because it's Natty's birthday, so she's taking time out of her birthday today to do this.
We seem to be holding steady at 6 if you want to start.
Holding steady at 6. Okay. Let's see how it goes. Okay, I'm just going to have a few bits of...
Health and safety.
it's not health and safety, is it? It's general maintenance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Housekeeping, that's the word I was looking for. When it comes to your machine, using things like your foil quills, USBs, anything along the lines of. I'll start with the USBs. Now, we highly recommend that people use a USB extension cable. So it's a cable like this, so you have, I don't know if you can see, 2 ends. So the one end that still goes into your machine and the other end which you plug your USBs into. So this end goes back into your machine and then you still have this end for plugging in your USBs. And the reason we recommend those is if you leave a USB attached to your computer, it will get hot. So much to a point we had one that melted on us in a class. And had to be prized out very, very quickly out of a machine. It had only been in there under an hour and it got to the point where it melted the plastic on the USB. So from that point we recommended using the USB extension cables. That's the one reason. The other point is the USB extension cable we sell for £5 for 1/2 metre cable. If you break the one in your machine, you have to replace the machine. So it's always worth that investment for £5 or a new machine. To me, so no brainer. You just buy the new cable and so they're easily replaced. You can get them from us from our store, or we can get them on Amazon, I think.
We have them on the Amazon shop, or
Yeah.
you can purchase
Direct from us.
Messenger or...
Because we have them, don't we? We've
Yeah.
got some waiting in the shop for us
Yeah.
to collect.
Yeah, we
Which
have
we can't
them
collect at the
waiting
moment.
mostly.
Other points for your foil quill. If you are using a foil quill, don't plug it directly into your machine. Always use a battery pack. It doesn't have to be the We Are Memory Keepers one. It can be any battery pack.
As long as it's powerful enough.
As long as it's powerful enough. I think the one we've got is a 3 amp, is it? 3 or 5?
Usually... There we go.
On the back.
Oh, it is a 5000 mAh.
There you go. Which is we have the We Are Memory Keepers one. Which we've had from the start. Other than that, any other Oh, the other one I was going to say, when you attach foil to your mat, or your piece of card on your mat, try not to get the foil on the mat, because it will stick to your mat, and it is a swine to get it off. It will come off eventually, but it takes a lot of getting off. It's a tough clean, and you might ruin your mat doing it. So just be careful when you're putting your foil over the top of your design. Your washi tape is fine to go onto your mat, but don't get your foil on the mat, because obviously your foil
will peel off quite happily.
Will peel off and leave a lovely design on your mat. So if we're all happy at the with that, any questions?
The only thing you haven't said is that all machines are different, so although we'll do what we've
Yes. Yes, sorry, my last disclaimer. Before we start, no two machines are the same with the ScanNCuts. We found this from doing the classes. We had two ladies that had bought machines, identical models at the same time from the same company, and they both cut completely differently, even though they came from the same place at the same time. So although we will recommend settings, always do your testing yourself, make sure you got the settings right. We go as a general guideline, obviously, and for us, we have the CM700, which we're using today. But again, it'll be different for each machine. So please bear that in mind when you're playing with these things, that you always get a slight variation in the settings. Over to you.
Over to me.
Okay, so I'm going to hand you over to Natalie, who's going to talk you through some designs on Canvas and what to do when they come in and how they come in and what things you can change. And I'll probably see you a little bit later. Oh, yours.
Exit stage left. Right, hi everyone. So what I've done so far is I've put a couple of designs on my mat, and I just want to talk you through how we're going to proceed from here. So up in this top left corner, I have just a standard SVG text design that I've brought in. And if we were to send that to our machine, so long as we've got draw up the top here, that would draw around the edge and fill in. Okay, with whichever fill settings you've got. Now, the reason I'm starting on Canvas is not everything comes in so cleanly. So this design here has been lovely filled in black, and if you were to foil it right now, that is exactly what you get. But it's probably not what you're going to want. So you're going to click and drag over the top. First of all, change it to draw. And to make life a little easier to start with, we're going to take the fill out. And you'll see that all goes lovely and transparent. You go, eek, what have I done? I've lost it. So if you go into our line colour up here and click, we can then click on the black, or licorice as it is on a Mac, and we can click on that and we can see our outline. So if we click off it, which it looks more like a bee than I did before. Now, depending on how your individual design's been set up, depends on whether you can do things like solid stripes and things.
Can they save the videos?
Oh, I don't know.
I know they stay available, don't they, in the group?
Yeah. What I may do is try and do another video that we can pop up on the YouTube page, maybe.
Mm.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Maybe.
Videos, yeah, well.
He's looking at me as if to say.
We'll see if we can actually save, or if we can find a way of saving it, because I'm not sure how
Yeah.
that can be done without redoing the entire video.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it'll be up on the Facebook group indefinitely anyway, so as long as you're part of the group, you'll be able to see it and watch it back.
Okay, so I'm just going to zoom in a little bit just to make this next bit a bit easier. So if you've brought in a design and you're like, I like that, but, and you're like, okay, so I don't like how it's just the drawn stripes, I want to actually fill it in. So you can actually start to trace over the top with the pen tool. So depending on how accurate you want to be at this point, you could just click and click around the shape and that would fill it in, and at that scale it would look absolutely fine. You don't have to be a perfectionist. And we could then do the same again and go round this bit and do that. Right. And it will snap to the points underneath as well. So if I go into my fill, I can fit it in. In black. Now when you've got a curve and a straight line won't do, you just click and drag, which gives you these two little handles, and then how those handles move dictates where your curve goes. So as you can see, if I do this nice and slowly, so hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And then how far these stick out alters how much of a curve you get. And there we go. Now at this point you could always take out your individual stripes, which you can see in your preview just here. So if we take those out, and we want to make sure that our new shapes are set to draw. Okay, and we could do the same with the antenna. We could put some little eyes on if we wanted to. So you don't necessarily have to go with how the original design is. You can then draw over the top.
So just please do that about the video if we can.
Yeah. Yeah. Any questions so far?
No. Katie's just joined. Sarah's come to join. Miss Benyon.
Oh, hello Sarah.
And Miss Skilton.
Cool. Cool. And if you'd like to import a design now, you can use any image SVG and just have a play. So you want it so that it comes through as a line art, and then just set some areas to fill.
Sarah's a tiny and hyena.
Hopefully you're all creating along, and if not, don't worry.
The video, that's so we'll leave the videos indefinitely up on the group. So
Yeah, so you can always come back and
watch it over if it needs to be.
yeah. We'll try not to rush.
No brushes then.
Nope, no rush. It's just so that you get used to doing the path tool. So as I said, to do a corner you just click. To do a curve, just click and drag. And any questions, pop them in the comments.
Maybe do our best.
Yep. So once you're happy setting up the fill, give us all a thumbs up and we'll carry on to the next bit.
What are we putting on to today?
I was just going to do it onto some 6x6 textured card.
My pack that I found earlier.
Yep.
Do you get all? What colour?
Probably for what I'm going to do. Go for a fairly dark card. Trying to think what's in that pack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if I knock these out, we can foil them, can't we? So I'll just take those two off the mat for a minute. So I'm going to take all this and group it. I'm going to call it B. That'll do for the next one. Actually, let's go around the other way. Go lemony for the B. Now the reason that I've grouped it so that when it goes to our machine, we can move it around to suit where things are on the mat rather than trying to do it on the computer.
Sarah, you said hello both.
Cool. Hi Sarah. We've got a few Sarahs in the room today then. Yep.
Do you want to show, put it on the mat and...
Oh, in which case then I'll flick over to the other camera. Just to give me room.
I didn't realise we had to have a B and a pen on our screen.
No. It doesn't have to be a B. It can be anything.
Right, I'll split these cameras over for you.
Yeah.
If you're going over there.
Yeah, so just any outline SVG file will do. I wish I was 13 again. Might get it right the second time round.
Right, bear with us, we're just going to switch the cameras over. So let's go up. And so hopefully now. Hey, there we go.
Oh,
Yep.
there we go. Right, so I'm just going to put my card down onto my mat. And I'm going to bring it in a little bit from the edge just to make my life a little easier.
Just bring the mat down just a touch.
Okay. That okay?
I'll let you know in a sec. That's it, yeah.
Shall I do a fresh piece of board just for...
Yeah.
Let's go for... She says. I just realised what else is missing. My little packs. That's all the heat with.
That's alright, isn't it?
Yeah, I was looking for a black, just to make my life a little...
I don't think we've got a black.
In the packs.
I don't think even in the packs we've got a black.
I've got like a gunmetal. Doesn't work. You trying to set me up for failure there?
Oh,
Okay, so you need washi tape. And just for speed, I'm going to go for a purple bee. He's going to be a glam bee.
Going purple, are we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go purple.
You're going to need that. Which foil quill would you like? Or are you going to talk through foil quills?
I'm going to talk through them in a minute.
Okay.
So, when you're opening a new pack of foil, 9 times out of 10, it'll have a little seal on it, so just pop that off. And you just want to be aware of anywhere where your foil snags when you're taking off your seal. It does like to come off your foil sheet very easily. So you want to go very careful whenever you're touching it or cutting it. and you certainly never want to fold it. Once you've trimmed, replace the seal on your foil. I only tend to do that very lightly and just pop it back away. Saves it going everywhere. And you're going to pop foil onto that. Grab your washi. Let's go for something bigger than that one actually, so you can see it clearer. Now if you have a magnetic mat at this point, you can just literally slide your magnet along.
Magnetic mats are only with the DX though, aren't they, at the moment?
Unless you make your own with the sheet from Amazon.
Oh, there you go.
It's not too expensive to make your own, to be honest. And it is easier than trying to do the washi. A lot easier.
Better for the environment too, because you're not wasting washi all the time.
Oh yeah. Why is Auntie Pauline having a panic? Come on. Any shape that is an outline. And we're just practicing filling. Okay, so once you've got your sheet prepared, you can then load it into ScanNCut.
Off you go then, because I'm clearing space behind so you can...
Okay. Take your blade out first if you still have a blade in your machine. And then you're going to do well, first of all bring in your design, so press pattern and then your little cloud icon to bring in your design. Can you just slide it again? It'd be indent.
Okay, should be there.
Okay, so bring in your design. Yay! Then press your background scan button, which is one that looks like a sheet of paper that's got a big blue square on it that's going through a scan bar. And then press the play, pause, start, stop button. Okay, you can then move your B so that it fits onto your sheet. And just because I want to, I'm going to rotate my B slightly. Okay. Okay.
Do you want to take foil, quill, battery pack?
Yep. Woo. So there's my battery pack and the foil quills. Hi Mum.
Your mum joined, has she?
Yeah, Mum's joined.
I didn't say. Oh, there we go, yes.
So we have 3 different quills. We have the bold, the medium and the fine. Now when you're just starting out, we always say start with the bold first because it's easiest. And you'll notice I have a lovely fluorescent green adapter for it. And that's because if you screw your adapter too tight, it gets stuck on there. So yep, I had that one stuck for ages, and Carl from 3D Fun Prints actually prints these, which means that I can now use my other 2. So in terms of pressure, when you're using your bold tip, we use it on a crawl pressure of -2, and you always want to set your speed as in your draw speed, to 1 whenever you're using the foil quill. So as we're just getting started, we'll use the foil tip because it's nice and easy. So you just plug it in and you can wait for a bit.
It does come with a blue light on, doesn't it, when it's charged?
It's got blue light when you plug it in.
Yeah, so it says it's got power, so it's heating.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's see if I can get that to pick up on the camera. Hopefully. Yeah, there we go. Had to wait for it to catch up. Okay. So once you've had that charging for a little while and heating up, we can pop it into our machine. Now it does come with a metal guard in the kit with the foil quill pens, but personally I think it's more of a risk that that would tip and create a transfer point for heat than if you do it without, because when your ScanNCut is resting, your nib for your foil quill should be nowhere near your mat. Okay. So you're going to select draw, and then we're going to start it foiling.
You have to press it twice because you've got Carl's adapter in.
Yeah. So if you were using the 3D Fun Pins adapter, at this point you need to press OK twice. Okay.
Take the mat out and take it over.
Yeah, I think that's done it okay. Because I didn't give that a time.
You did. Yeah, be alright.
Getting nervous.
I can still hear us whispering, you know that. That microphone's far too sensitive.
Right. So hopefully, fingers crossed. Ta-da! There you go. Now, with your piece of foil, keep the washi tape frame on and set it to one side, because all that foil is still usable.
Don't waste anything, do we?
No, don't waste anything. And as you'll be discovering later on, it's usable both with the heatwave tool, the freestyle foil quill tools, and also a quickie glue pen. The only thing it's not suitable for is the laser foiling technique that we'll do right at the end. So far so good. Any questions?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
They're all
So
very quiet and concentrating, I think.
first things first, let's take my quill back out of my machine. And let's just unplug it from this time being. The other thing that Carl does is a brilliant cable tie for the foil quill as well. So if you are trying to cool it down, you can just hang it while it cools. Okay, can we swap back?
Oh, you want to come back here?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just swap the cameras back over. You back to canvas, yeah?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Right.
Let's just
Okay,
on.
so
Okay, you're back.
for now I'm just going to hide my B because I've done my B, and I'm going to bring in our PNG image. So to bring this in, I've gone to File, Import from your computer, and then brought in a PNG of some line work. Now, if we were to try and send that to our machine at the moment, it wouldn't work. You couldn't even trace it, to be honest, which is why I've gone for this particular one, so you can see that actually that is not going to be traceable. But that's not to say that we can't use it. So what I'm going to do is, if you remember the other day from Ian's brilliant tutorial on Canvas, he taught you how to lock things. So we're going to lock our PNG in place.
Because it keeps buffering.
Oh. I was hoping being slightly earlier it might be better.
Yeah. Let's hope we don't have the same issues we had yesterday with buffering, because that was awful yesterday.
Yeah.
He says happy birthday.
Yay.
Big hug.
Virtual hugs.
The green adapters are from a company called 3D Prints.
Fun prints.
Sorry, 3D Fun Prints. Sorry. A gentleman called Carl. We'll pop a link up for you.
Yeah. At the end of the session.
In the group.
Yeah, in the group.
Yeah, we'll put one up in the group for you so you can go and have a look at those.
And I believe it was his birthday yesterday.
Was it?
Yeah, either yesterday or the day before. I would say the best people were born in March, but my mum's watching.
I use temp separators to put my acrylic when it's hot or heating up.
That's a good idea.
Ah,
So
there you go.
what I'm doing is I'm using the path tool to follow the line of our piece. When you're wanting to create an open line in, and I'll just do that again, in Canvas, you want to, let's say we've done a lovely wiggly S, but we want to leave it open. When you get to this last point, you're going to click once to place the point and again to close it and finish it. There you go. And if we were to go back into that in our nodes, that's saying it's an open curve. Okay, so a useful feature that for if you want to add score lines to a design or anything that pops out of your base card. And as usual with any line, you can always go back and edit it, so don't worry about getting it absolutely right first time. So we can just edit that and just get it so it follows that curve just a little bit better.
He says this is real, thank you.
So we're going to go nice and slow, so there's no rushing. So with our leaf shape, we're going to do a click once to start the line, click and drag for the curve of the leaf, and then click to get to the point, then click drag for the other curve, and click to close. Now if you wanted to at this point, you could just fill it and you could apply one of your pattern fills on your machine, or you can carry on and do the lines in between, or you could just do your own thing and actually create the veins of the leaf. So if we go back to our path tool, for instance, we could just go, right, okay, I'm just going to do that there, and just click on that last point. There you go. And go back to this point here, and we can, and so long as you click back on that last point that you've applied, it knows that you just want to have that line. It's not going to go and do anything mad. So we can just do a if I do another leaf, and I will do something different.
Duplicate and resize.
You could, yeah. Yeah. I'm just showing you different ways that you can treat the same leaf. So.
Pete's now watching as well.
Hi Pete. So, if we want to use the pattern fills on our machine, we can turn our leaves black. So that's how that one would work. How many ways can you do a leaf?
Pete's at last morning nap.
Yeah, I was not a morning person this morning. I did not want to get rid of it this morning at all. And again, just click on that last point. And you can always press P to quickly get back to your pen tool.
Could you show a duplicate and resize just to show that it can be done?
Yeah. Okay, so what I'll do is I will select those and group them so that we have one leaf there, and we can group those so we have another leaf. Okay, so let's say you've done one leaf and you're like, well, I'm feeling a bit lazy today, I don't really feel like having to go through all that faff again. If you press and hold Alt and drag your shape, it does an automatic duplicate. Okay, then go to Edit and we can flip our design and you've got a ready-made pair, and you can then use your rotate control just to get your angle right. Okay, so I'll repeat that again. So press and hold Alt, drag the leaf, flip it.
Charmaine's got a shoot which says happy birthday and she'll catch up later.
Okay.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah. Bye, Charmaine. So if I do something a bit different with this one. So if you're thinking they're all looking a bit samey, you can always do your vertical and then your horizontal flip. And then when you rotate it, it looks slightly different, at least to the other one. And we can move up here, and we can use our resize. Now bear in mind, whenever you use resize in Canvas, it always does it from the centre. There we go. Any questions?
Not at the moment.
Okay. So if you want to find a file that you can trace over the top, if you haven't done so already, it can be a PNG, JPEG, and so long as you bring it in through that file import from your computer, it just brings it as an image, it doesn't try and trace it.
Finish that one off and then...
Yeah. How are you all doing so far? You're all keeping up?
glue pen this one?
Yes. Yeah, because then we can put it on our same sheet as our B. Do you want to quickly just talk about the two universal pen holders?
It's on the wrong camera really, because it's on yours.
Okay. Oh, I won't do that. There we go. So you're just going to go around your design.
Pizza's over here, isn't it? Pizza class.
I say I didn't know you got into doing that.
Sorry, Pete. Gave you something else to do.
Okay. So I've altered it slightly, but you get the idea. So if we minimise all these groups. Now you can have up to 3 levels of grouping. So you can then group the fern with all these groups in it and it won't argue too much. So I'm just going to shift, click the bottom one so it's blue, press and hold shift, go up to the top, click, so you've got all your shapes selected, and then Control or Command and G, and that groups it. And then, because we've finished with this one, just unlock it, highlight it, delete it. So there's a little bin icon probably that's just off your screen.
Yeah.
So far so good. You can then select group and select it to draw. And then you can transfer it to your machine. And what it's basically saying is anything that you can't see isn't going to go. Oh, that's absolutely fine. If you meant it to go, I'm sure you'd have it visible. Okay, so do you want to swap us back over?
Yeah, you come back over here, right? Come on.
I'll let you do that
That's
one
right.
because, yeah, I'll do it, it's fine. I'll do a swap.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just a transition button, yeah?
Yeah. And then go back to the other screen so you can see.
There we go.
You'll be able to see when you pop back over. There we go. So we're going to use this time the cookie glue pen. So we're also using the Brother universal pen holder. There we have. And it's a Secura quickie glue pen. Now, this is a new quickie glue pen, so we have to take the cap off the end. So it's got the rubber stop on the end because it's a brand new pen. So you just pop that off, discard it, and then you're going to put your pen into your holder, and then we lift and twist
Getting a bit hot over here.
so it locks in place. You can see just at the bottom there it's starting to leak a little bit of blue glue, which is just the glue coming out, which is good because that means it's in the right place for drawing. We're then going to take this over to the ScanNCut, and we're going to use our same bit of card.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
And we're going to draw it first.
So at this point, if you have the foiling kit, you can use the Brother foil adapter with the glue. It's essentially the same.
Okay, I'm going to do I'm going to import my design. I'll have to shrink it a bit. And do a background scan. So get ready to catch.
Yep, I'm here, I'm ready.
Shrink it a little bit. So, I'll just do that quickly whilst nobody else sees.
Okay, so when you're using your Quickie glue pen, or it's slightly different with the foiling kit, as it asks you just how full your pen is. But when you're using your Quickie glue pen in your machine, you want to make sure that you have premium functions turned on, and instead of going to OK and draw on a CM, you're going to go to the I always call it the detonator box because it looks like you're going to go and blow up a high-rise tower or something. It's got a little blue button and a little red button, and then you select foil and then glue.
And this is going to take 10 minutes. So find something else to talk about while it's doing it. It's going to take 10 minutes to do it.
Okay. Does it look good? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So come on then, give me an idea for something to talk about for 10 minutes, loudly. It's okay. We've got a shelf that kind of crosses over the full CM. Yeah. With your both the CM and the DX machines, the reason that we say turn the foiling option on is that it will draw from the bottom upwards, which is great if you're using a Quickie glue pen, but it's also for if you're drawing with a paint pen, for instance, or anything that is slow drying or likely to smudge. So if you're doing a brand new gel pen, for instance, when they're really, really juicy, definitely use the foiling function for that. We have some really nice paint pens here that are from Triton, and they fit great in the Brother Universal pen holder. And they definitely start from the bottom. Or if you're using the Derwent graphic paint pens. Okay, yep, I can skip ahead to that while that's going. So if I hop back to the other screen, and I'm going to go into Affinity just because I've got it open in this. So let's say, for instance, you wanted to use the laser printing technique instead. Now I realise that not everybody will have a laser printer, and normally what I say at that point is you can go and use a copy shop, you can take it to Staples or to Ryman's or anywhere that's got a photocopier, but obviously right now not an option. So when all this is over, you can take it there. In the meantime, it might be worth investing in a nice laser printer. It does not have to be a colour one. In actual fact, for doing this technique, a mono laser printer is actually better. But as we have a colour one, there's just a few settings I'm going to change on the way. So rather than go straight in with it being ready to go, I wanted to show you what I do to prep everything. So let's select a shape. And what I'm going to do is go into colour. And if I'm lucky, I can get sliders. And I'm going to go to CMYK because my printer is CMYK. And first of all, I want to turn it black. So your black line is going to go all the way up to 100. But if we just did that at 100 and let's say we took these down to 0, you're not going to have as much tone as what you could have to get the full effect. The more tone that you have at this point, the better the transfer will be. So what you want to do is take these right up, and you can see you're getting a true black. Now we're not going to go all the way to 100. Usually about 60 is enough, but just for today I'm going to take it up into the near 90s. And you're going to want to do that for every shape that you're going to want to keep on your design. So I'm just going to take these out. I can multitask. Thank you. For everything that you're going to keep, you're going to want to whack that black value right up to the top. Now it has to be a laser printer for this technique because you're essentially going to remap all the tone up, which is why you want as much tone as what you can get on there. If you are commenting at the moment, we're not stood by the comments, so we'll answer your comments in a minute. Affinity Designer, yeah. Probably going to have to speak up a bit there because I couldn't hear you.
The Affinity Designer, not very beautiful. The Affinity Designer is a much cheaper option than for the Adobe products.
It's a great alternative to the likes of Illustrator. It misses a few tools at the moment, but you know, when you bear in mind it's only just over 2 years old, maybe slightly under 2 years old. It's by the same team that do all the serif software, so it's cool.
It's a one-off payment for it as well, rather than a subscription. So
yeah, which is why we like it. So I'm just going to arrange these into a little cluster.
It's going to be on half price, isn't it?
It is on half price on both iPad and computers, so both PC and Mac compatible. same shortcuts as Canvas, so when it comes to duplicating things, so it's quite good to go between the two. It has a lot of shape drawing tools that are really funky. The only thing it really misses in terms of the comparison between Designer and Illustrator, like the text warping tools and the direct text edit, where you can literally drag your characters larger, smaller as you type. So that's the only real big difference that I miss. You can still do all the same symbols. A lot of the plugins will transfer across. Okay. I was going to say, that's at the moment that's going to print it to a label. We don't want that. It wouldn't work. I'll just go A4 rather than A4 borderless.
Pieces have been restored.
I'm just gonna. Yeah, it goes go. Okay, so what you want to do in your printer is you want to use either thin card or paper. If you use thick card, you won't necessarily get the results that you're looking for.
We've got paper in, is that okay?
Yeah. Yeah. So you can just print it onto paper.
We're going to print it on the 220 GSM.
It's too late now.
Flip the camera back over here and I'll show what we've
Yep.
got over here.
I can do that now. So if I flip you back.
There we go, so we're back over.
Oh.
So over here now we have our laminator here, which has been warming up nicely. And little green light's gone to say ready. It's not an expensive laminator, it's only a cheap one I think from the range, I believe. But other ones are available if you want them. And as you can see, we've got our design here we're going to use. And we have we're using some Letraset hot foil impressions, I believe, which is great because it comes on a carrier sheet, so you don't need a separate carrier sheet for this one. So all we do is we lift it up, we pop our design underneath, and then we stick it through our laminator. It does have the way it's supposed to. Wait for this to go through. Takes a couple of minutes.
Yeah, that noise isn't the laminator, that's the printer going a bit mad.
Are there any questions at the moment? Please don't be afraid to ask. Who's joined?
We have Sarah Lou.
Back.
Yeah. Take it we lost you at some point.
So again, people say this Letraset foil you can only use it once. It's again total bunk, and we used one sheet I think about 10 or 11 times when we were creating some business cards, and it came out perfect every time. So to say you can only use these sheets once. So that's gone through. I'll switch. Do I need it again? I'll turn it off for now.
Yeah.
Pop that to one side to cool. And then we have to reveal. Oh.
The fun bit.
If I turn it that way.
Yeah.
So as we peel it back. see. You can see some of the bits where the toner's not come out quite as thick. It hasn't adhered to.
Can't say picky.
No, I'm just you can see on some of the bits where you put down more toner, it's quite a lovely thick. Really.
Yeah, it does depend on how good your printer is doing at the moment as well, because ours needs a new imaging unit, which isn't great.
You can see there where it's come out, but you can see at the top.
It just looks vintage.
Yes, it has a nice vintage look to it.
Yeah, it's coming. There we go.
It's got a lovely gold foil. Nice vintage look to it on that one. So do you want to do the next one?
Yep.
So swapping over again, so Natty will be back in a moment.
Hang on. You might want to do something else for a minute.
We don't really have much else to do with that. Cold the quickie glue pen's your last one to do, I think.
Yeah, do something else for a minute.
So do we have any questions or anything you'd like to ask or things that we haven't already covered? Please pop them in the questions while we're swapping over, and we're just waiting for some ink to dry, some glue to dry a little bit.
Yeah. Actually, what I will do very quickly to show you.
Discuss, so you can talk about that.
So, if you were filling with your quickie glue pen or with your rubber pen, and you take it off the mat and you can see little white bits, that means it's not ready for foiling yet. Don't put your foil on it until it's totally clear. You can help it along a little bit, but I would suggest that you heat it gently from the back.
Sometimes.
Gonna pop it on low.
I'll keep an eye for any questions.
Yeah.
I don't know yet. Well, I can see anyway.
Huh?
Can't see any at the moment.
That's what they'd like in the next stream.
Well, we're here. Has anybody got any ideas what they'd like to see in the next stream that we're doing? We're doing one tomorrow, aren't we?
Yeah, we're doing a big one tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow's our long stream tomorrow. That's going to be starting from scratch, creating a design in Affinity, taking it right through to cutting it out on your ScanNCut, and then also going through to creating it into a card afterwards.
But you will be able to do it from Canvas as well.
But yeah, also be able to do it in Canvas as well. So hopefully that's going to be probably quite a long one tomorrow, because obviously it's been designed from scratch. So be prepared for a long feed. So if you're watching on an iPad or anything, make sure it's plugged in and charged.
Yep. Don't drop it on the floor.
Yeah, don't throw it on the floor like that just did. Won't do it any favours. What time do you plan on doing that one tomorrow? Do we know yet?
I think I put it was starting at either 10 or 11. Basing it on today, I would say more like 11.
Yeah, so we'll aim for 11. If it's any different, keep an eye on the group and we'll pop it in the group chat.
Yeah. Also, if you've subscribed to our Twitch channel, it will give you a notice.
Are we doing it through Twitch or are we doing it through... I thought we were going to try Facebook, because it's an 8-hour limit on Facebook, so...
Go on then, I'll try it on Facebook.
We'll try a Facebook Live. So it's going to be a long one, so...
So what I'm doing is just carefully going over the top of the foil. And you don't have to press too hard, because You don't want to dent any glue, but if you start to see that bits are lifting, you can put it back down. You just go back over it gently. Pick up any stray bits. Now, one of the things that I usually say in class is that you can also run it through your spellbinders or your Sizzix or any other die cutting machine using the embossing sandwich, and that will work just as well. It's a little bit longer to dry, but we'll get there.
We were thinking of doing a bit of a maintenance one for your brother ScanNCut, so showing you how to clean your
Calibrate it.
clean the scan bar, do the calibration.
Look after your rollers.
Yeah, look after your rollers. So if that's something that you'd like us to do, then obviously let us know in the comments or on Facebook, and we'll look at doing that sometime over next week.
Okay. So what you can then do is go to a fresh piece of foil and just get the areas that you missed. We'll need it all in those. Now if your design was small enough and you positioned it so that it missed your rollers, you could actually just use the normal draw function. So when you get towards the end of your quickie glue pen, for instance, you can then use your draw speed and pressure to help you out a bit. So you can up the pressure. Now if you're interested in how to make a single line font or sentiment, then if you check out our Twitch, we did that last weekend where we showed you how you can actually create a design from scratch.
It's Nat Ballard on Twitch, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, so search for Nat Ballard on Twitch.
Twitch.tv.
Yeah, twitch.tv, and you should find there's a single line font tutorial on there for that one.
But essentially you can use the same technique as what we did with the fern. I'm such a perfectionist.
That'll do. I can see from here, that looks good.
There we go. So hopefully you can see that.
I'll be there in a sec when it probably switch to the other. Yeah, that looks good.
Okay, so which was your favourite technique so far?
There you should, if you want to put the three together.
Hmm?
There's your three together. If you want to put the other one with it.
Okay.
You've still got one to do, haven't we?
Yep, we've got one to do. Okay, so far we've done the foil quill, we've done the laser transfer, and we've got our quickie glue pen. So started. So let us know which you think is the best. Okay. And just to finish it off, there's one last technique that I'm going to do. And I'm just going to pull back in our foil quill foil. Has that box moved? Because I keep falling over it.
Probably.
Okay. So, I'm going to take this over the top. And I'm going to use a heat wave, but you can use a foil quill freestyle pen. I'm just going to wait for a moment. Now the last time I did this on there, I burnt myself. I should be wiser by now, but I'm not making any promises.
So yours is the battery heat work, 'cause they now do a USB one, don't they, as well?
Yeah, the foil quill pens are powered by USB, the same as the foil quill and the electronic cutters are, whereas the heat wave has its own batteries.
No, but don't they do a USB heat wave now?
That's essentially the foil quill freestyle pen. Well, pens, because there's 4 of them.
Okay.
So you got a fine, a medium and a bold, and then you've got the nice calligraphy one as well.
Yeah, just browsing after you mentioned Illustrator program, 90-day free trial on Affinity Designer and $23.99. So yes.
Yes.
The
Yeah, so 90-day free and then half price.
yes, which is a bargain at the moment, because I think they usually they're up in about 46, I think.
Yeah, about 46.
46, 47. So.
It's usually on offer just after Christmas.
Yes.
Just when we got it. We were actually involved in the beta testing for that one, weren't we?
We were. We did some of the beta testing for it. Okay, when you're ready.
I was just waiting for this to heat up. It takes a little bit longer because
It's battery powered.
it's in battery. So. You can just test it just by going over the top so you can see whether it's releasing from the backing. So it's getting there. You want to try and hold your foil taut as well, even more so than when you... And it's probably quite hard for you to see, so forgive me for having my fingers in the way, but...
And hello Hilda, nice for you to join us. And Sarah Lou paused us because she's shopping was delivered.
Lucky lady.
Yeah. Hopefully you've got everything that you wanted from your shopping.
Okay. So, the heat wave does actually have a safety cap on it, just so that you can't leave it on. And I can roll it off.
Okay, yeah. For the Twitch, if you search for Nat Ballard, so NATBALLARD
No
on
space.
Twitch, no space, then that should bring up the tutorials on there for you.
Okay, and I'm just going to take my gesso brush, which is quite a stiff brush, just to tidy up the edges. And you just want to dab at it. You just picked up any stray bits of foil. And there you go.
Okay.
So that's all your foiling techniques covered. So hopefully when we use foiling tomorrow, you'll be well versed in how to do it. If you do have any questions, put them on now and we'll cover them quite happily in terms of what foils work with what.
It's not all foils work, do they?
No, not all foils work with all things. In terms of the quickie glue pen, all foils will work with that. With the laminator technique, your MIG foils and a lot of your cold release ones will work with that. But you don't want to be putting your foil quill or your spellbinders or any of your die foiling system foils through this, because otherwise you'll just end up with a solid sheet foil.
We have no other questions at the moment, so
I'll wait a little bit longer to see if anybody pops any questions up.
I think that's it. I think you're
No?
right.
Okay. Okay, so did we get an answer for what they wanted to say next week?
No, not yet.
No.
We'll put another poll out in the group and
Okay, yeah, we'll put it in a poll because they seem to work. If I do a general question, I don't seem to get any answers.
yeah.
So I'll stick a poll up as to what I can and can't use next week. Okay. So I'll say bye-bye for now and see you tomorrow.